Hey guys, and welcome back. Today we are joined again by Drew Wolfer of Presend and Wolfer Finance. And today we're going to be talking a little bit more about Presend, about him and his journey in the cryptocurrency space. And we're going to be talking about a couple of times that he and I both ran into a massive issue in the cryptocurrency space where Presend would have solved that problem from ever happening. In fact, something just happened to me a couple of weeks ago that we're going to want to talk about. I'm going to let everybody know about a mistake that I may or may not have made and show you why it's actually very important that you're able to validate your transactions before you send them, and Presend is going to help you do that. Drew, welcome to the channel. How are you, my friend?
Man, hey, humble appreciation as usual. I'm just glad to be on a legendary channel. So I just appreciate it. I'm kind of like a fly compared to Goliath, right? On this channel. Just glad to be here, man. And I appreciate you bringing me on more than once. It means a lot, truly does. So I'm jacked to be here.
Absolutely. Last time we saw you, you were in Dubai and you had just landed because you were going through a pretty much you were at a conference, right? Could you tell us a little bit more about that?
Oh man, the conference, talk about bullish, man. It was a whirlwind. I kept track of it, and I was there for 7 days, and I only slept 21 hours of those 7 days, right? Because of the time difference. Yeah, like we were doing everything in Dubai while America's asleep, and then America wakes up and all my people are hitting me up, and I'm like, oh man. So it was wild. But it was really awesome. We were the first keynote speaker, and apparently, like I recorded it, put it on my channel. Everybody was super jacked about it. We had probably hundreds and hundreds of people that lined up to come to our booth after the keynote speech. It was wonderful. Everybody's digging Presend. And there was one huge player. And when I mean huge player, like hundreds of millions of users, transactions, all this stuff, that actually came up to us and was like, hey, in your presentation, we're the people that you're talking about. And I was like, who are you? And I can't really say who they are right now because we're under NDA for a second, but it's a big deal. So conference went swimmingly. Can't be happier.
Whoa, man. Wow. That's awesome. Well, just look, I want to really dig into your story so that people have a little bit of a background in you and who you are and what you're doing. But first, just give us the 60-second elevator pitch on what Presend is and why people need it.
Yeah. So Presend is there's this lull in the market, right? People invest in stuff and they lose money. People can stomach that. But when you accidentally lose your money because you send it to a wrong wallet, wrong chain, a wallet that isn't compatible with that coin, that's pretty hard to stomach, right? Like I've done it personally. You've done it. We'll talk about it in a minute, right? That's what Presend does. It stops that from happening, and it integrates directly into the wallet. It's read-only access. It has no control over your wallet. All it can do is read your wallet, pop it up, pop it back out, and kind of prompt you to go into your wallet. So it front runs the transactions and essentially protects you from losing your money on cross-chain transactions forevermore. And a lot of times this happens in and out of exchanges. So Coinbase is one of the largest, I guess, how would I call it, perpetrators, right, of this, where people will lose their USDC. They'll lose their Matic because they sent on a Polygon chain to an ETH wallet, or they sent out of Coinbase on Polygon chain from an ETH wallet, and then they lose all their money. So we're here to stop that from happening. And we've built this proprietary solution, and we're patenting it, and we'll never have to worry about it again. And then one big domino falls, one player integrates it, everybody will. It'll become the gold standard, and nobody ever has to worry about it again.
That is absolutely awesome and crazy. And I just need to tell my story also. I told you just the very first part of it before we went live, but I said I'm not going to tell you the whole story until we're actually live, so I get your genuine reaction. So I am dead serious. This has never happened to me before, but we did our interview 2 weeks ago, whenever it was, and I told you, yeah, that's never happened to me. And then, knock on wood, I was sending $5,000 worth of Bitcoin to a wallet, and I sent it to the wrong wallet, but they both happened to be Coinbase wallets, so the money showed up. Thank God, because if it wasn't Coinbase that came in clutch there, then it would have disappeared because I sent it to the wrong address because the address was in an email somewhere, and I was like, oh yeah, just send it to the one in the email. That email's from 4 months ago. Luckily, with the way Coinbase works, I ended up being okay. I got really lucky because 99% of times that you send money to the wrong address, it's gone forever. I was very lucky, but most people aren't as lucky. And it sounds like that's happened to you also.
Oh yeah, yeah. So there's this one very specific time that just happened recently. And because a lot of people are like, hey, just send a test transaction. And it's like, yeah, okay, that's fine. But a lot of times people aren't losing this money because they're being hyper vigilant about it. It's usually they're losing the money by just pure accident or ignorance because they didn't know. And it's not their fault that they didn't know, right? Or they're in a hurry.
That
So
was me. I was super
yeah,
stressed out, tired after a long day.
yeah,
I'm sitting there trying to get my son fed and trying to send this transaction because I said I would that day. And it was like,
yeah.
it was one of those things where I knew better. It was just human error, because I was completely distracted.
It
And I'm sure a lot of
happens,
people can
man.
relate to that.
Yep, I've done the exact same thing. Actually, it was my son. I can't blame it on him. It was actually my fault.
Yeah, not
It
my
was like
son's fault either.
yeah, it was like 2:55, and I have to pick my son up from school at 3:05, and the school's not too far away. So I was actually sending some USDC to my BitPay, which is a credit card in the United States that converts your crypto so that you can pay in crypto. Well, they only support USDC on ETH. I sent it from a Polygon wallet. I lost about $1,600 doing this just because I was in a hurry. Okay. And so I would much rather have sent that same $1,600 with Presend. It would have cost me, I think, $1.60, and I would have lost $1.60. That's it. And Presend would have told me, hey, you can't send this. Don't do it. Right. And it would have stopped the transaction. That's the
Wow.
main thing. So this happens a lot whenever people are just like, they're just in a hurry, or you haven't done it in a while, you forget, So I've been in crypto since 2014, and I'm still can succumb to that simple human error. Oh, and then the Bitcoin thing. Ledger, they will like upgrade your Bitcoin transactions from the real Bitcoin or from the regular Bitcoin chain to SegWit just randomly. They won't tell you. And then, or you won't see it. It's like this really small print. And then you'll send it to a Bitcoin wallet, all your Bitcoin's gone because Ledger upgraded it to SegWit to save on gas fees. Man, it happens all the time. It's that actually has happened to me right there. What I just said. That's how I know it's a thing.
That's crazy. Holy
Crazy.
cow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, people lose all kinds of money to that. So you have a very obvious answer to that surprisingly hasn't been done yet, called Presend. And that's what you're doing right now. And we're really excited about that. But tell us a little bit about you. I'm sure the audience wants to know a little bit more about the guy behind this, Drew Wolfer himself. So what's your story in crypto? You said you've been here since 2014.
Yeah, I've been here since 2014. I have the transactions to prove it. I know a lot of people say they've been here for a while. You can go into my Coinbase and I can prove the transactions. I bought ETH at like $100 or something one time and less than $1,000 on Bitcoin. Wish I would have held on to it. Obviously didn't, because I was like a college student and I was just like, I got to get rid of this. I need to buy food, right? Or gas for my car or something. I need new soccer cleats because I was a collegiate athlete. So that kind of gives you like where I started, right? And then I was like the traditional, I guess the all-American person, right? I did what I was told that I was supposed to do, what they've fed to us our entire life. Go to school, get good grades, get into a good college, go to college, get good grades, get into a good Fortune 100 company, make some money, start a family, do all that stuff. Well, I did all of that up until corporate America. And then I got a job at a Fortune 100 company and I just didn't really like it. And it just seemed like kind of like it wasn't my style. And that's not to say that it's not other people's styles. It wasn't for me. And I was like, I hated the commute and stuff like that I had to go through in order to get to work. It was crazy because I lived in Chicago. I had to take a train. So I started up my own businesses. I started up a distribution business where we imported and exported things from Europe. And then I also started up an e-commerce brand, right? And we were doing wholesale online. And so that went well. And then I kind of automated it a little bit. And I was like, hey, I have some time. And my business partner, he was actually a YouTuber. He's decent sized YouTuber. He was like 80 some thousand subs at the time. And he was like, dude, he'd been telling me for like 5 years I needed a YouTube channel. So I was like, all right, Chris, we finally have automated stuff. I'm going to start the YouTube channel. Started ripping through the DeFi space, right? Called out probably over 24 rugs by myself. Like, guys can go and check my channel, fact check me on it. Like, it's all there. And so then everybody was like, oh, if you're so smart, do it yourself. And I was like, cool. Wolfer Finance. Started doing the validator nodes and the master noding and stuff, like real nodes, not fake ones. Like we have FTM validators, Chronos, AVAX, ETH, all that good stuff, right? We have DAG soft nodes, Flux nodes, all that. And Then I was approached by Larry, who's now my business partner in Presend. He was like, hey, I like the way you handled Wolfer Finance. Can you do that for Presend? And then I asked him a few very integral questions. Are there any other partners? Do you have a patent? And is the tech being developed now? All those were good answers. And I said, all right, I'm in. And now I'm part owner of the company, co-founder, and we started it and we're seeing where it's going. So it's going well, man.
Boom. Awesome. That is an incredible story and very relatable for a lot of people, I think, that are getting their start in cryptocurrency. And they came from, corporate America, 9 to 5, traditional lifestyle and job and everything. And then you have this ability to really disrupt an industry, but also your own life in a positive way in crypto. And that's really encouraging. So let me also ask you about the NFTs, because we just heard that a really big partnership and a really big, a big name approached you. And so those NFTs that you talked about last interview, can you just remind people what that's all about and what those NFTs will get you?
Definitely. Absolutely. So those NFTs, we have 7,500 of them for the retail investors, and we call them retail because they are retail friendly. They're only 250 BUSD on the Binance Smart Chain to mint. And you can mint as many as you want or as little as you want, but you have to mint at least one for 250 BUSD. So essentially what they do is not only do they give you fee-free access to Presend, which is, an added bonus essentially, because if you're going to hold this NFT for your entire life, you're probably going to do a lot more than $250 worth of fees in being accrued inside of Presend if you actually use Presend for what it's to be used for. And secondarily, it gives you access to a dividend pool, a portion of our net income every single month for life. Now, that's probably the most bullish thing in terms of it could be billions of transactions every single year, especially if one big major player comes in with hundreds of millions of users. It's going to be billions of transactions every single year. And even at 0.1% or 0.2% that we're charging on that, man, it's going to be millions and millions and millions of dollars. So that's how the investors or the NFT holders, the dividend pool, I guess, it's kind of like their membership to that dividend pool and fee-free access to Presend. That's how they come out on top. And hopefully people see what Presend actually is and see the trajectory, because I know it's not the most traditional investment, right? You kind of have to think a little bit further into it to see what is the potential trajectory of Presend. You're not going to buy this and say, oh, well, I'm guaranteed 2% per day, like, some of these auto compounders and stuff like that. So think intrinsically about it, and you'll probably see where Presend is going and the large market share that it can potentially have. So yeah, that's essentially what the Presend NFTs offer, and you can mint those anytime. It's still open, but once we go to announce, if we get this partnership signed, sealed, delivered, and we're no longer under NDA and I can announce it, you can bet that investment is going to be shut down, because there's no
check
more.
out those NFTs.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is awesome, Drew. That's really amazing to hear. Well, just tell us a little bit also about like what the progress is going on, getting Presend just up, going in people's hands, and like what's the developments looking like in the back end of that?
Yeah. So actually we have pretty much got the entire Chrome extension done. Almost, I'd say it's like 80 to 90% there right now. The one thing that we're trying to develop in the back end of this, which is very integral, it's almost like our lifeblood, and you'll resonate with this as an influencer, and I resonate with it too as a marketer, as a owner, founder, and as an influencer myself, right? So our lifeblood of this is probably going to be our affiliate, right? And so we're building an entirely on-chain affiliate, which if anybody knows anything about affiliates, there is nothing in the market like this. And our affiliate gives you the ability to be paid out in all of the native chain currencies. So that means if you've got people that are, sending on the Binance Smart Chain, you get paid out in BNB, AVAX, ETH, Polygon Matic, you get paid out in FTM, right? So you could actually, the affiliates could actually build a bag of all of these top tier assets without having to do anything, right?
Wow.
Just through their affiliate. And so I don't know of anyone that's doing stuff like this, right? And I don't know of any other project that has this affiliate that's on chain. And that leads me into another thing that we've thought of now. This is something that we can package up as a service, affiliate as a service, and we can actually let the other cryptocurrency protocols or whomever come in and license our affiliate that probably cost us and anyone else $50,000 to develop, and they can just license it from us and they don't have to spend 3 months developing it and spend 50 grand. It's like a win-win. And so that's another revenue stream for Presend, and it's NFT holders. It's pretty crazy, man. So that's the one thing that we're super focused on developing right now, but we're actually going to bring the Chrome extension out after it's audited without the affiliate, because the affiliate is so intricate that it might take us another 4 weeks to get the affiliate totally dialed in and signed, sealed, and delivered. But that doesn't mean that we shouldn't open up the software if it's ready to go, right? So yeah.
Right. Wow. That is incredible. And look, people, guys, it is so very simple. You know, you just send transactions and you make sure you don't send it to the wrong wallet. It's like an insurance policy, except you're not going to get screwed around with insurance company. This morning on the way to work, we unfortunately passed a car accident, and we prayed on the way there that we were like, Lord, just help those insurance companies to be kind and fair to them. This literally happened this morning on the way to work for my wife and I. And, but with you guys, it's very simple. It's not, hey, you have insurance, but you have to go through an agent and you have to do all of this. It's very simple. It's just boom, turn on the Chrome extension and it runs. That's awesome. Well, Drew, let me just get your closing thoughts and kind of like what the future looks like. We've already gone over some of the things, but just kind of give us what the 3-6 month outlook looks like for everybody who is interested in Presend.
So, okay, 3 to 6 month outlook. Basically what we're targeting, I think that it's something I probably need to touch on, is we're targeting you coming out of your MetaMask, you coming out of your Opera wallet, you coming out of your Trust wallet, right? Not coming in, because we realize that those are like custodial, right? Where they aggregate it. If you send like USDC on ETH to your MetaMask, right? It's just going to put the USDC on the ETH chain in your MetaMask, right? Now, that's not what happens on exchanges though. And where do you get your money into and out of crypto? On exchanges, right? So that's almost like the most intricate place to have this protection, is coming out of these wallets into all the exchanges and into the other wallets, right? Because just because it's another wallet that's, custodial like a MetaMask, maybe not with just MetaMask by itself, but like say you send from a MetaMask to an FTM wallet, that might not actually have the coin that you're trying to send inside of that wallet. So we need to be able to protect that. So the 3 to 6 month outlook is to have that fully functional, all of the centralized exchanges, because we're starting off with Coinbase, Binance US, Binance, Crypto.com, and KuCoin. Okay, so those are like the larger exchanges. And then obviously we're targeting MetaMask, and then we're targeting a partnership with another large wallet that has hundreds of millions of users. And that I would like for that integration to be there within 6 months, which they've quoted. If we get in there and we sign the contract and everything's good, we do, all the signed, sealed, and delivered stuff, then we could be in there within 6 months. So that's kind of our outlook right now, is just continue developing it. And I would encourage people to check out the roadmap, because there's like so many things that it's like building a house. You do it brick by brick, right? You can't just drop it down. And so we focus on the most pertinent details first, which is like Chrome, MetaMask, protecting going in and out of Coinbase, right? And the other exchanges that you can bring your money in and out of. And then that's when we start building in more exchanges, more wallets, more browsers, more operating systems and devices and functionalities, right? So yeah, man, it's going to be pretty insane. And I honestly think that Presend is going to fly, and it doesn't really, it makes so much sense that I don't understand why it's not a thing already. And we patented it, or we're patenting it right now. We have provisional patent, and then we have a full patent that'll be filed very quickly. So no stealsies. Like, let's go.
That's awesome. Well, I'm really excited for you, and I think everybody needs to check out the links in the description box down below to look into Presend, look into those NFTs, and check out the roadmap and the website and just see what everybody's doing. I even have the website up over here. You've got the NFTs, and you got just everything over here, all of your documentation. You can see right here, the white paper, the marketing packet, provisional patent, market breakdown, wallet and contracts, all of your expenses. You've got everything over here on the website, presend.io. So guys, make sure to check out the links down below. And also, I will go ahead and link your YouTube channel so that people can go subscribe to you on YouTube, because you're also a YouTuber. People don't know that.
Yeah, thanks, man. I appreciate that. Yeah, I try to bring good content. I'm not quite up there at your level yet, but I just try to be entertaining, right? So that's kind of, if people want to be entertained, come on over to the channel. I'll do my best to keep your attention.
Boom. There you go. Well, Drew, thank you so very much for joining us. Do you have any closing final thoughts before we wrap it out?
Just that time is the most valuable commodity known to man. And I appreciate everybody coming on to your channel and then you bringing me onto your channel and spending your time, listening to me babble on about Presend. I appreciate it, man. So I'm just out here trying to speak the gospel and spread the word. So yeah, I appreciate you guys spending the time.
Boom. Well, thank you so very much, Drew. Before we go, I do just first want to thank each and every single last one of you for watching, as always. And I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.